A number of years ago, Chris, I worked alongside another leader. I actually reported to a leader who would say to me uh, frequently, when thinking about how to lead well, he would say, "You just can't ever let people see you bleed."
Hmm. Hi, friends. Chris Godfredson here with the Brimstone Coaching Group, and you are listening to Live Fully, Lead Authentically, a Brimstone Coaching Group podcast. And I'm here today with my co-founder, partner, friend, Kurt Busch, in what is the second episode in a series of podcasts, really focusing in on issues and situations that people who we work with, often founders, nonprofit execs, and mission-driven leaders who are carrying a lot of weight and they're carrying a lot of it alone. And so, Kurt, I love the anecdote, and I can't wait to hear a little bit more about what is this about? What does this mean that we just can't let people see us bleed? Is that yeah, what more do you want to say? Is that actually true for you? And yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah, let's dive in. So I can look back now. This has been a number of years ago, and I can look back now, and I can see in practice that sentiment in this leader caused this leader to feel really lonely.
Mm,
And lonely in a sense. I mean, you already said it, like lonely in a sense that he was carrying a load all by
yeah,
himself.
yeah,
The organization that we were in, it was hard. It's a nonprofit organization, and it is hard to lead a
mm,
nonprofit organization well. And what's true is that idea of, I have to be strong all the time. I have to be decisive
yeah,
all the time. I have to be tough all the time. And if I'm not, if I'm not, then I'll lose my influence, or
yeah,
I'll lose confidence from the people that I'm leading. That sentiment, just looking back on it now, just feels like it's so detrimental. Like it's actually taking away from someone's leadership influence more so than in the moment it feels like it, right? It's just
mm,
contributing to this siloing and isolation. Like I think of this question now. I mean, I know how to answer this for me, but I think if I could go back in time, I would ask the question of, like, what do you do with the times that you bleed? Like
yeah,
where do you go with those things? Because
yeah,
I don't know about you, Chris, but leadership is not without its times of bleeding. and
yeah,
and
right.
like
Yeah,
I don't love the analogy. I want to stop saying bleeding.
it's
uh,
okay. Yeah, I mean, don't
but
let
it,
them see you sweat, right?
yeah. And
Yeah,
leadership is just, it just comes with a lot of sweating. You know,
yeah, yeah.
it comes
Eh,
with getting beat up. It comes with all those things. And what do we do with the sweat? It has to go somewhere, right?
well, it does. It does. I wonder if I don't know if this is before we get there or not, but I wonder what more you would say about it being detrimental.
Yeah. Yeah, so tangibly speaking, like, I'll start tangibly, and I think there's probably a
Hmm.
theoretical conversation after that. But
Sure.
what I saw was a person trying really hard to kind of exude and give a presence of, and I don't mean this in a narcissistic way, but an kind of exude control or influence or power, like in the
Yeah.
most positive way,
Okay.
not in a negative way, but the energy it takes to do that, and you and I both know this, the energy it takes to do that
Yes.
when it's not real
Hmm.
is exhausting. If
Yes, it is.
if I'm trying to convince you why a decision is right, but
Yeah.
I don't believe it, or
Right.
if I'm trying to convince you a decision's right while I'm like really afraid that
Yeah.
maybe it's wrong, or I'm, or whatever the case is, but trying to give one impression while holding something else inside is so exhausting. And certainly there's a time and a place for all these things. But I think that's the point is,
Yeah.
if I have nowhere in my leadership where I can go to someone and say, man, I just don't know about this, or hey, I had this experience, it really hurts. Like if I have nowhere to go with it and I'm just bottling it up, it is just exhausting for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think when we feel like we have to keep it all inside and not let anybody in, it it leads to, I think it feels lonely,
Yeah, yeah,
but really what it is it's isolation.
yeah, yeah,
And in isolation, I don't know. Well, I do know. I think when I find myself isolating, uh, very little good happens.
yeah, yeah,
And I my decision making capacity shrinks. I my thought leadership is less. My ability to manage myself is just out the window. And
yeah,
so the
yeah,
impact of that is so is detrimental,
yeah.
right? It's
To me and the
detrimental to,
organization.
yes, it's detrimental to me, to all of my relationships.
Yeah,
I mean, to the organization, and mostly to all of my relationships.
yeah, yeah,
And like, I care about the organization, I care about our organization, but more than that, I care about my relationship with you,
yeah,
with other people that I'm close to, and my family. And so
yeah, yeah,
more than anything in this world, I care about those things. So
yeah,
like,
yeah,
we have to, founders and mission driven, like, we have to see that our bills are paid. We have to meet the needs of the people that we serve. But more than that, it's like the impact is on my family
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
relationships closest to me. And so, like, I want to do whatever I can to not allow myself to get painted into a corner or to be where I feel like I have to isolate.
yeah.
How do you hear that, and what do you want to say about
I
that?
I, I
How do
want to,
you engage that work?
yeah, before that, I want to ask you, can you differ? Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead.
you use two words. Like you said the words. I can't help that you said the words. Differentiate for me and for the listener, loneliness versus isolation.
Well, I think that uh, loneliness is this idea that I can be alone at the top.
Yeah.
I'm carrying the load, and and I don't have teammates. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. Isolation is a choice that I
Yeah.
make,
Yeah.
to say, no, I'm not, I'm going to carry it all by myself. I mean, it's possible that it is lonely at the top, but
Yeah.
I'm at the top of the organization, but I have
Yeah.
people in my life that I can process uh, situations through. I have mentors, other thought leaders. I have a coach. I have a therapist, whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it still can be lonely,
Yeah.
but isolation and the act of isolating means I'm not going to let anybody in,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that is a self-protecting mechanism choice that often leads to struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would
All
have
that
said the
I
same thing.
previously mentioned. You would have.
I would have said the
Good.
same thing. I mean, it probably is debatable if it is quote lonely at the top. Like that's where this
Yeah.
conversation started, is you and I kind of like waxing about this idea that it's lonely at the top, and does it have to be, and why is it, and all that
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
Like it's debatable that it
For
might
some it
actually be
is, for
lonely
others
at
it
the
isn't.
top. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I do think when you talk about isolation, I do think there is some level of um I'm gonna use the word choice. And
Yeah.
that's maybe more callous than I want it to sound, but I do think the choice is rooted in um either some sort of protection or some sort of mental model that doesn't serve well, right? Like
Yeah.
not letting someone see me sweat or bleed is a choice, right?
It
Like
is
like
a choice.
that is a choice made based on a mental model. Like if I was going to make that choice, it would be based on a mental model that doesn't serve me well, right?
Yeah, yeah, an old way of being. I mean, oftentimes that's the case, right?
Yeah.
We've behaved that way before. It served our purpose in the moment, and so it can be natural we go back to it. Uh, yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be that way. That if
Yeah.
that's a choice you're not going to make, I think the idea here is that we do have we have more say in
Yeah.
our life than we oftentimes think.
Yeah.
And in our life and our leadership, and oh, yeah, this is just the way it is. Well, it might be. Does it have to be?
Right.
And
I
so there's opportunities for that. How do you hear that?
yeah, I mean, it doesn't always feel like we have choice. I mean,
Mm,
there are times
fair.
where it just feels like, well, it's a hard day doing the thing I do, and I'm gonna go home and kick the dog. I'm not gonna kick my dog,
I know
but
you're not, but
but I that's the metaphor, right?
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
well, this crappy thing happened to me today, or this customer or this person or whoever did this thing, and now I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna bring it home and kick the dog because it's
Yeah.
I'm isolating myself. Well,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
because I can't tell anybody
I
about it.
can't tell anybody
I
about it.
have
Yep.
to I have to uh, not let them see me sweat.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Anybody.
Anybody, right? And I think to your point, you asked, I mean, you asked me how I do it. I mean, I think there was a point not that long ago where a wise guide asked me, like, do you want to do that?
Mm,
well,
yeah.
well, no, I don't want to kick the dog.
Mhm. Yeah, right.
I don't want to go home and to your point, let this spill into my relationships because I am not talking to a coach or I'm not talking to a therapist or
Yeah.
I'm not talking to a friend that will
Mhm.
listen to me well, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think it can feel like there's no choice. I
It can.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fair.
there's always things that feel true that aren't true. I mean, if my kids will say facts versus feelings, Dad. You know,
Oh,
I think there's some of that. Like it does feel isolating or lonely, but I do think it's worth the question of does it have to be? I mean,
yeah.
maybe that's the question of the day that I don't know that I can answer for anybody. But I think the empowering question is, does it have to be? You know?
Yeah, I think so. I think that is an empowering question. Is this the way that leaders lead? Is this the way I, as a leader, want to live my life?
Yeah,
As a business owner, as a nonprofit leader, do I really feel the need to not let them see me sweat?
yeah,
Maybe the better question is, what is that about?
yeah, yeah,
Why why can't I let them see me sweat?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
can't you let people sweat, Kurt?
yeah. Why can't I let them see me sweat? Or
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean the easy answer for me, and this is a growth area for me. I think part of why this conversation is so alive in me is because I also have to do this work every single day.
Yes, sir.
I have two businesses that my name is attached to,
Mm,
and I want them to be a success.
yes, sir.
And
Yep.
if I'm most honest, I want people to think well of me.
Yeah.
Whether that's a secret or whether that's vain, I think most of us would say we want people to think
Is
well of
there
us.
anything wrong with that?
No, no,
Okay.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Um,
No.
I think the rush, the jump for me is the thing of sweating in front of people is that the possibility is they're not going to think as well of me.
Yeah.
Or the result is going to be tied to an assumption of who I am or what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
If I follow that, like, what's true track from last episode, the question of like what's
Yeah.
true,
Mhm.
um what's true is that every single one of us sweat.
Yeah.
And um I would be the first person ever in a small business ownership role to never sweat, if
Exactly.
I was in fact not sweating.
Congratulations. Yeah.
and and I think, maybe this is like going to the end way too quickly, but I think what's true is that I have measures and metrics for my own success that are
Mhm.
outside of reception of others or perception of others, right? I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's maybe the like number one answer is that I'm going to measure my inputs more than I'm going to measure reaction or perception or reception, right?
Yeah, that's really good.
How would you answer that? Like,
What
what's
was
under
the
that?
question again?
Wait a second. What do you mean? What was the question? Maybe I didn't answer it real well.
No, you
Um,
answered it.
what 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 do you feel like if you're thinking about letting someone see you sweat or bleed? Like, what
Yeah.
stirs up in you in that moment?
Oh, well, a lot. And what stirs in me now versus what stirred in me
Yeah,
years ago is completely different.
yeah, yeah,
It just is. And what I want to say about that is I wasn't okay with who I was before.
yeah, yeah,
And 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 because I think I felt a ton of shame and my old friends, regret and remorse hung around a lot.
yeah, yeah,
And the way I reacted, and as reactive as I was in the world, uh, boy, like, yeah, I wasn't okay.
yeah, yeah,
And and so, I mean, the fascinating thing is I was sweating all over the place.
yeah, yeah,
I was even bleeding out. I mean, a lot of
yeah,
times. And the reality
yeah,
is like I didn't want to let them see me sweat, but I mean, I was sweating all over the place.
yeah, yeah,
And so the the self-protective way of being was to not let them understand why.
yeah, yeah,
Because I didn't know why, right? I mean, it wasn't on purpose that I was keeping it
yeah,
from them. Well, it was, but because I didn't know why
right,
I was doing what I did when I did it,
yeah,
because I was doing it all the time. And what's true now is uh, it's exhausting
yeah, yeah,
to not let you see me sweat.
yeah,
Instead, I want to say, yeah, I'm a kind of a sweaty mess, or I can be if I'm not authentically me.
yeah, yeah,
And that's the work, is the work we invite people into all the time, is to say, like, be you. And
yeah,
this is how, honestly, this is like how I'm thinking about 2026. I think I've said this to you. Maybe I haven't, but there was a time when one of my coaches asked me, and Henry now, and sort of, I mean, he said this in essence. It was, when will you stop trying to be more than you are, but become all that you are?
yeah.
And
That's amazing.
well, right, it's a drop the mic line.
Yeah, yeah,
And as we're building this practice, as we are living our lives and doing all of the things we do, I don't feel the need any longer at this stage of my life. Like I have this conversation all the time as people are trying to sell us, hey, do this, that, and the other thing, and then you will make it. And my need to not let them see me sweat in these air quote sales calls
yeah,
does not exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I no longer, I do not feel this compulsion to uh, try to be something or someone that I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not all the time. It still rears
Yeah.
its head once in a while, right? I
Yeah.
communicate
Yeah.
publicly a lot.
Yeah.
And so to your point, I want people to think well of me. I want people to have a good experience anytime that you and I are facilitating conversations and meeting.
Yeah.
I want the people that we're coaching, I want them to have a good experience of me, but
Yeah. Yeah.
understanding that they are responsible for the work, not me. Like
Yeah.
all of these things are true, but
Yeah.
that's me being who I'm supposed to be,
Yeah.
who I want to be, and and so
Yeah.
whereas Whereas I couldn't let you see me sweat, even though I was sweating everywhere. Now I want to say, well, here, because I think it's helpful to the world, this is where I'm sweating and why.
Yeah.
And I'm working at it.
Yeah. 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 Can I share with our audience an
Um,
example?
yeah, please do, because I feel like I just went on a long rant there and I didn't want to do it. Go.
Well, I'm going to share an example of you and I doing this together that
Mm,
if you if you tell me to edit this out, I'll edit this out and nobody's going to
okay,
hear it.
good.
But just in the last couple of weeks, Chris, you and I know this, obviously.
Mm,
Listeners, Chris and I are building something that we're pretty excited to put out in the world here
yeah.
pretty soon.
Yep.
Um, and in the process of this, we're like going back and forth in a Google Doc, writing some stuff, creating some stuff. And one of the sentiments that Chris we've both shared with each other recently is this like, hey, I don't want you to think that I'm shirking my responsibilities here. I don't want you to think I'm doing way less. I don't want you to think I'm at least I
Mhm.
like I've voiced this to you.
Yeah.
That for me to be able to say that to you is, hey, I don't want you to think I'm not pulling my weight. Is
Yeah.
a way for me to like let another human see me sweat.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and and you don't. I think what's beautiful about this is you don't ever reply and say, "Oh, Kurt, don't feel that way." Oh, don't like you're not taking it from me. You're asking me a question. You're coaching me essentially. Um, but I think that's one example of a way to be able to say out loud, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm feeling this, and I'm going to work through this."
Yeah.
Instead of like I don't know, 5 years ago, Kurt might just like double down and like overfunction and do a bunch of things that are probably not productive for this end product that we're putting out, but
Yeah.
it's in an attempt to make me feel better. Does
Yeah.
that make
Right.
sense? So
It
so
does.
now being able to say these things allows me to say it, allows you to ask some questions, and now we can get back to work, right? Or
Same. Right. I mean,
now I
yeah.
can go back to work.
Yeah. Before we logged on to record the pod, you said, "Can I give you some feedback?"
Yeah.
And I said, "No."
And to be
But
fair, I would have not given it to you if you said no.
well,
I'm a
and then
nine Enneagram.
yeah, I know. And then I said, "Of course." And
Yeah.
but this is like it's years of work
Yeah. Yeah.
to get to this point. And you know, it's not in isolation. We aren't doing these
Yeah.
things alone.
Yeah.
It's to be able for you to like honestly say, I don't want to be shirking my responsibilities, and and it also there have been moments where you in this project that we're working nearing completion on, where you've asked some really hard questions
Yeah.
and I've had to answer and think deeply about, well, what, is he coming at me now?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be, I don't want him to think I suck
Yeah.
or there have been a lot of challenging
Yeah.
conversations that I really feel like make us better.
Yeah.
They do make us better,
Yeah.
but neither one of us 10 years ago would have would have been very honest about it.
No. No.
I think it would have just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible it would have broken us.
Yeah.
And I think the truth and the reality for us is that we have chosen another way of being,
Yeah.
right? And and we've done it individually, and I think we've given our word to each other that this is the way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you're going to see me sweat,
Yeah.
and I need you to give me a towel
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
to to help me wipe the sweat off of my brow, and to keep going
Yeah.
because there's so much to do in the world, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Can I say one last thing, and then I want you to tell people how to like find us if they want
Oh,
to do some of this
yeah.
work. Um, I I I think it's important to say, and you can tell me if it's not important to say. I,
I will.
I think sometimes when we think about this work or we talk about this work, I just really want to make clear that the years that we've put into this work of like, okay, I'm gonna let someone see me sweat, there
Yeah.
is still in me this resistance and fear of this. So I don't think the metric of doing the work well means that that goes away. I think the
No.
metric is, what do I do with it? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I always just want to make really clear, if the listener is hearing this, the measure of good when we think about the work that we do, or the measure of fruit is maybe a better word,
Yeah.
is not, does the feeling ever stir up in me? That's probably not ever going to go
No.
away, right?
Right.
The measure of fruit is, what did I do with it this time as opposed to last
Yes.
time?
Yep. 100%. Am I making progress?
Yes.
Am I
Yes.
closer? Am I more regularly behaving in the ways that are truest of who and how I want to be?
Yes.
Less than perfection. It's I'm never going to hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
times when I feel like, oh, that was really good. I'm pretty close, like 95 or so. But at other times, it's like I'm I'm still a fair piece removed from how I actually want to behave. So, like
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
it's am I feeling are regret and remorse here?
Yeah.
And
Snaps.
well, if okay, well, what is do I really need to feel that? So, like, I celebrate when I show up well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for me the measure. Can I celebrate? and,
Yeah.
and then acknowledge where I missed it because I
Yeah.
have to do that,
Yeah.
or we're back to where I think where we started, where I just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and
Yeah.
uh, and and then I go to protecting. I don't let you see me bleed, and then I isolate. And so,
Yep.
if when I am getting near that place where I feel that need, and are kind enough to say, is that what you want to do? Is this what you're meaning to do right now? So yeah, it's a ton of work, but the measure is not great. It's or the feelings went away. It's
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I was okay in
Yeah.
the feeling, and
Yeah.
I even experienced a little success today.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. If somebody's hearing this and they're like, yep, that's the progress I want to work towards, because
Yeah.
practice makes progress, not perfect.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
how does somebody get a hold of you or me to say, I want to take a step of progress?
Yeah, that's really good. It's a good question. They go to brimstonecoachinggroup.com and they find a schedule free inquiry tab on the website that will get you to us. And you can schedule a free call with either one of us. And then we'll simply have a conversation. So we do have some things that we would probably that are like specific or tailored, but mostly we will design for you what is necessary for you to be fully you by virtue of having a conversation. And we can discern together if working together is in your best interest. So that's the way. that you can get snippets of us by and the way we think by finding us on LinkedIn and by listening to previous episodes of this podcast.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear from listeners too.
Yeah.
If listeners have questions, if you're out there listening, you're like, man, I want to know more about this, or maybe even I disagree or resist this. Um,
Oh,
Shoot us an email, live fully, lead authentically at gmail.com. So the name of the pod at gmail.com, or comment on this anywhere that you're listening to this. We'll see those. We'd love to interact with you all that way too.
yeah.
Uh,
We'd love some pushback.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
your energy. I know your nine energy would love somebody to
Well,
disagree.
you know, I, I'm a nine, but I also hold this deep belief that places of resistance in us are places of
Yes.
deepest growth potential. So my mind around resistance and pushback has changed so much over the
I
last five
love
years.
that.
But
Yeah, it's so great.
yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for the conversation, Chris. I think this has been really good. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for diving into this.
Yeah, I look forward to the next episode in this series. It's been a ton of fun so far. 2 episodes in.
Yeah,
Be
we'll
well,
see you next
buddy.
time.